Okay, we left off with number 9, and you probably wrote some things down that I wrote down, but I figured out what I did wrong. Silly me. Alright, so what I did wrong was I put negative 24 at the top. Hopefully you already knew, like, Mrs. Dole, you're crazy. That should be negative 48, not negative 24. And so then this is negative 2, and so we have 6 and negative 8. Now this should work out a lot better. So 4x squared plus 6x minus 8x minus 12. Split the middle. GCF would be 2x, and then you get 2x plus 3. And then over here it looks like we can take out a negative 4, and again we'll get 2x plus 3. This one's working out way better now that I have the right numbers. And so my factors are 2x plus 3 and 2x minus 4. Now as I look at this, one thing I noticed that I should have done, if I'm going to use factoring, I should have done a GCF first of 2. But it's okay that I didn't do that, because how I noticed it was, see this 2x minus 4? There's a GCF in that. So we have 2x plus 3 is one of my factors, so I'm going to write 2x plus 3 equals 0. Now because my 2x minus 4, let me think about this. Do we need to factor out the 2? No, let's just use it how it is. So let's use 2x minus 4 equals 0. You can factor out a GCF of 2, but I think it'll still work. And so to solve this, you just add 4 to both sides. And you get 2x equals 4. I'm kind of out of room here, so I'm going to go over here. And then divide both sides by 2, and you get 2. And that's what would happen if we found the GCF. We would get x minus 2 equals 0, and we get x equals 2. So either way, one answer is x equals 2. So don't worry about factoring a GCF out of there. And then this one, you minus 3. And you get 2x equals negative 3. And then divide by 2. So x equals negative 3 halves. I'm not going to try to rewrite it over here because it would take me forever. Alright, number 10. Use factoring to solve each quadratic equation. So here we can factor out an x. Divide this by x, divide this by x, and you get x minus 12 equals 0. Set your factors equal to 0, so x equals 0. And then x minus 12 equals 0. And then just add 12 to both sides, and hopefully you can see that x equals 12. And that's because we put plus 12 plus 12. And I just wrote the answers up there. Okay, number 11, X game. 2 times negative 9, A times C, negative 18. Down here, negative 17, so it looks like it's 1 and negative 18. So then you split this apart into 1x minus 18x. Two x squared. Wow, can't do that. So 2x squared plus 1x minus 18x minus 9. So we split the middle. GCF is x. Divide this by x, you get 2x plus 1. Our GCF over here would be negative 9. And divide this by negative 9. A lot of writing, I'm not doing a lot of writing because Smart Slate's hard to write with. So then you get 2x plus 1. What do we have in common? 2x plus 1. And I'm just going to go 2x plus 1, and I'm going to set that equal to 0 now. And my other factor would be x minus 9. Set that equal to 0 now. This one I would minus 1 to both sides. Divide by 2. You get negative 1/2. And here you plus 9 to both sides, you get x equals 9. So our answer is x equals negative 1/2. And x equals 9. Because again, you add 9 to both sides over here. Last page. Oh, maybe I skipped number. Did I skip number 11? No, I just did that one, right? Yep. Okay, so number 12. Use the quadratic formula to solve number 12. So, quadratic formula. X equals negative b. So, negative b. B is negative 5. Plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac. That's your discriminant. All over 2a. So plus or minus our discriminant. So let's calculate our discriminant. So negative 5 squared minus 4 times 2 times negative 3. So this is 25. This is 24. So it's 49. All over 2a. And our a is 2, so 2 times 2 is going to be 4. So let's simplify it. X equals positive 5 plus or minus 7 all over 4. So then x equals 5 plus 7 over 4. So that's 12 over 4. X equals 3. That's an x. And then 5 minus 7 over 4. Be negative 2 over 4 is going to be negative 1/2. Reduce this to negative 1/2. 13, solve by completing the square. Okay, so first, decide, is it already a perfect square? If it's already a perfect square, it's a lot shorter steps. But as you can see, does 15 equal negative 8 over 2 squared? Well, negative over 2 would be negative 4. Squared would be 16. Wow, I'm having a little trouble writing here. That's a square. That's a 2. There we go. Does this work? Now I totally changed documents. There we go. Nope, that doesn't work. So that is not already a perfect square. So we minus the 15 to both sides. Well, first you make sure a equals 1, and it does. And then you remove the constant to both sides. So x squared plus 8x. Now I'm going to put plus blank because I know step 3 is to add a c right here. What you add to one side, you have to add to the other. So my c would be, well, and did you see what I did? I'm having troubles with this video today. Right, that would be a minus. Okay, so we did it over here. Negative 8 over 2 is negative 4 squared is 16. So this should be 16. And this should be 16. So then, write this as a square by dividing the negative 8 divided by 2 would be negative 4. So x minus 4 square. Now if I took x minus 4 and multiplied it by x minus 4, I would get this trinomial right here. Now, to get, I believe we're on step 5 already. Step 3 was to add c. Step 4 was to factor the expression, and I used the shortcut by dividing by 2 to get my negative 4. And so now we're on step 5, and step 5 says take the square root of both sides. We're undoing the square. Square root cancel. X minus 4 equals plus or minus 1. So it equals positive 1 or it equals negative 1. And then you solve both of these. So it looks like one of my x's is going to be 5. My other x is going to be 3. And the extra challenge is kind of for you. I'll give you a little hint. A small ball bounces up from ground level at a rate of 8 feet per second. An equation that estimates the distance d in feet above the ground level after t seconds is this. So if they give you the seconds, you just plug it in for t and calculate your d. And then this says, after how many seconds will the ball return to the ground where d equals 0? You set it equal to 0 and solve for it. So then you would factor it. It looks like you can do GCF, set your factors equal to 0 and solve it. So even though it says A, B, C, D, E, this is kind of like part F. And part F is, this is where you put your, this goes here. And you factor it and set your factors equal to 0 and solve. These you just plug in for t and calculate your d. The end. Good luck on your test.